Hey friends, let's have a look at how LLMs can have cache augmented generation updated in abstract form every 4 hours to provide accurate and compressed news that is both easy to understand and remember. Imagine the way you or I might read the newspaper. We don't sit glued to the television all day following every rumor, every breaking alert, every social media clip. Instead, we wait until morning, pick up the paper, and what we get is a filtered, calmer, more reliable view of the world. It's not real-time gossip, it's curated information that has had a little breathing room. Now imagine a large language model doing the same thing. Instead of being stuffed with every single tweet or breaking rumor the second it appears, it waits for a fixed period, say 4 hours, and then receives only compressed abstractions of the data. These abstractions are like newspaper headlines or bullet points, rather the surface level ideas that summarize what has been happening without drowning in all the messy details. Why 4 hours? Because most misinformation lives a very short life. A false claim about a celebrity or a fake political headline may spread quickly, but within a few hours, moderators, fact checkers, and journalists step in. The fake story dies down, corrections come out, and the rumor has far less weight. If an LLM were to immediately store every raw claim, it would be contaminated with falsehoods that feel real to users. But if it waits just a few hours, what it gets is not the noisy rumor, but the cleaned up version, where only the more trustworthy information survives. This is why storing delayed abstractions could be powerful. It allows the LLM to sound informed like someone who reads the news regularly, but also careful like someone who doesn't jump at every rumor. Another benefit is for the human moderators themselves. Instead of reading through millions of posts and articles, they only need to check the abstractions. Think of it like scanning headlines instead of full stories. If the abstraction says, flood reported in northern Bihar awaiting confirmation from state authorities, the moderator can confirm or correct that in seconds. This makes moderation much faster and also means the LLM doesn't need to carry raw, heavy data, but only the compressed version. So the whole system becomes lighter, easier to maintain, and more reliable. Now let's think about how to make this even smarter. One idea is to add confidence scores to every abstraction. For example, an LLM could store high confidence, cricket match postponed due to rain, low confidence, rumors of celebrity wedding. This way, when you ask it, it can talk like a sensible human. The cricket news is reliable, the wedding story is still just chatter. Another idea is to compare sources. Instead of storing one abstraction per article, the system could blend multiple reports into one consensus version, the way agencies like Reuters or PTI summarize events. If 10 sources agree, the confidence goes up. If only one unknown blog says something, the system treats it as tentative. We could also design it so older abstractions slowly fade unless re-verified. Humans naturally forget yesterday's noise unless it remains important. A political decision might stay in memory for weeks, but a minor celebrity rumor should evaporate quickly. By giving the system a kind of memory decay, we can make sure it stays focused on meaningful events rather than endless clutter. Another twist is to divide the abstractions by topic: politics, economics, sports, entertainment. That way, a fake story in one field does not pollute the entire system. For the LLM itself, this design means it would work with two types of memory. On one side, it has fast but volatile memory, real-time data streams that it can glance at but not store permanently. On the other side, it has slow but stable memory, the abstractions updated every 4 hours. So when you ask, it can reply with balance. This is trending right now, but let's wait for confirmation. Here is the reliable background we have from the abstraction database. That makes it sound less like a machine parroting social media and more like a thoughtful human who keeps up with the world but doesn't panic. There are already projects and systems pointing in this direction. For instance, Diffbot builds huge knowledge graphs by extracting structured abstractions from web pages. GDELT tracks events globally and produces structured summaries of broadcasts and articles. NewsGuard combines human and AI work to rate news sources for reliability. In the financial world, Bloomberg GPT and other models rely on curated, delayed data because regulations don't allow instant rumor-driven feeds. Even academic projects like Karpathy's ArcSiv Sanity Preserver use abstracts instead of full papers to give a broad but manageable overview. All these show that abstraction, delay, and curation are valuable ways to tame the flood of information. So, what we are really describing is a tempered memory for LLMs. Instead of gulping down everything, they sip carefully, wait for moderation, and store only the surface level truths. The effect for the user is like talking to a friend who reads the paper regularly, well informed, calm, and not distracted by the noise of every rumor. Imagine asking, "What's happening in the economy?" and getting an answer that blends the latest confirmed facts with the bigger picture trends without the clutter of unverified chatter. That is the real promise here. In simple terms, the whole pipeline would look like this. Raw data flows in, gets stored temporarily, human and AI moderation filters it, abstractions are created and delayed by a few hours. Those abstractions are added to the LLM's retrieval memory, and the user experiences a smooth, knowledgeable conversation. It's a bit like building the brain of a careful reader rather than a gossip machine. And that, in today's noisy digital world, feels like exactly the kind of design we need.